Alex Murdaugh emotional Tuesday as his longtime family friend and colleague Ronnie Crosby recounted the murder scene.
That area in that room, well, we could see him. It was so bad.
Crosby, who rushed to the Murdaugh home the night of the murder shortly after hearing the news, was also the third witness to confirm Alex Murdaugh's voice in this video.
Come here, Baba. Come here, Cash. Come here, Baba.
Prosecutors suggesting the video found on Paul Murdaugh's phone and taken minutes before he and his mother Maggie were murdered places Alex at the scene.
How sure are you?
I'm 100% sure.
A forensic expert also took the stand, testifying she found gunshot residue on Murdaugh's shirt, shorts, and raincoat, noting that the shirt smelled freshly laundered.
If a recently fired firearm was wrapped up inside that jacket, would that be consistent with your findings?
There is a possibility of that, yes, sir.
Also on Tuesday, prosecutors began presenting evidence of Alex Murdaugh's alleged financial crimes, including testimony from the CFO of Murdaugh's law firm, Jeannie Seckinger.
I think Alex was successful more not from his work ethic, but from his ability to establish relationships and to manipulate people. So he did it through the art of basically.
On the day of the murder, Seckinger said she confronted Murdaugh about nearly $800,000 of missing fees.
My concern was that he had stolen the fees.
She said Murdaugh assured her the money was in a trust. Prosecutors are arguing that Murdaugh killed his wife and son to distract from his suspected financial troubles. But some legal experts believe the detailed financial information may overload a jury already processing weeks of testimony.
How do you think the jury is responding to this evidence?
I think the jury is bored to tears.
And with this added financial testimony, attorneys are now saying this trial could extend another 2 weeks. Craig?
All right, Catie Beck for us there in South Carolina. Catie, thank you.
Now we're joined by NBC's senior legal correspondent, Laura Jarrett. It's been all over this. Hey, Laura.
And Laura, so let's start with these two witnesses who were called yesterday, the CFO of the firm and also one of the partners at the firm who are starting to present this evidence of the financial misdeeds. How far did that testimony go yesterday? How significant was that?
The CFO's testimony, she's the CFO of this prior law firm that he belonged to. I think that was some of the more damning testimony because she's painting a portrait of someone who cannot be trusted. And that's key to the prosecution's case. It's why you saw the prosecution fight so hard to get this evidence in. It's why you saw the defense team try to keep it out unsuccessfully. And also her body language is so interesting. She's turning directly to the jury. She's talking to them. She's making direct eye contact. The line of questioning was far more clear and concise than I think we've previously seen. And she's making an essential connection for them on the timing, that she not only uncovered this years-long fraud, but she confronted him about it, and then the murders happened soon after.
The financial misdeeds are one thing, but like physical evidence is another. And there was one witness who talked about gunshot residue on his hands, on his shorts. I mean, that evidence in and of itself seems super damning.
It's certainly something they would have hoped to keep out, but also the defense has an opportunity here to say, look, these people owned a lot of guns. They were familiar with guns. We know that they were using them both before and after the killings. That isn't necessarily, again, fatal to the defense, because just being around him doesn't necessarily mean he was the one who actually pulled the trigger in this case. But also, remember, the prosecution did a really nice job running out the clock yesterday because the jury went home after hearing that he had gunshot residue on his shirts, his shorts, his seatbelt. They didn't hear a peep from the cross-examination. So that's all they were left with yesterday.
Going back to the financial crimes for a moment here, I want to get your take on the jury. Because this is a question that's been outstanding from the very beginning. If he stole all of this money, millions of dollars, there has yet to be an explanation offered as to where that money went. Where is the money? Would a juror even care about that or not?
Juries do not like unanswered questions. They wanted to have this sort of make sense for them. I don't know if we'll actually ever hear the prosecution offer a concise answer to that. We haven't heard it in openings yet. We know that at least part of the story here, at least from what we've heard so far, is that perhaps he was squirreling away some of this money because they were also facing a totally unrelated civil suit related to a boat crash involving his son. And so to the extent that maybe perhaps he was hiding funds for that, that could be part of it, but it's one of the unanswered questions.
All right, Laura Jarrett. Laura, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Laura.
it.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.